Which is funny because it's supposed to entice children, but really McDonald's did something very, very smart.
Oh?
They thought to themselves, all right, we're already getting these little f***ers fat. They're very, very fat. All the time. And pumping kids full of cheeseburgers and fucking milkshakes.
The grimace shake.
And then basically like a pig pen.
Ugh.
The old look to the modern look, and I thought that the renovation was for a play place. My manager at the time was like, he used to find like old syringes. He used to work in like a, not as suburban, more city-like one, and he used to find homeless people.
Got another one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Okay, I liked this guy yesterday. He was really funny. So I want to watch another one. And another one. I like his commentary on very strange topics.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat.
It's by Papa Meat, and it's called The Horrors of McDonald's Playplace. Now this sounds like something I want to know about.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down.
What
Today we're going to be
horrors
talking
shall we
about something
discover?
extremely familiar to us all. You see, I was driving through town today and I saw almost like the Parthenon, an ancient relic of the past, left behind by man only to be observed by passing passengers. People in cars that drive by. I drove by a McDonald's that was out of business, and I saw the play place, just an abandoned play place.
It was
and I thought
abandoned?
to myself, my God, I haven't thought of the play place in forever, and it led me to think about the entire history of the play place. So today, we're going to be going over the rise and fall of the McDonald's play place. Or pretty
Whoa,
much
that one
just
looks
like
advanced.
the playgrounds in fast food
Oh, the
places.
kids who
Just
pee in that
But
shit.
without further ado, let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by World of Tanks.
Wait, let me get my air conditioner. It's so
World of
hot.
Tanks Blitz is an exciting, legendary, free-to-play MMO with over 450 tanks at your disposal.
All right.
And it's fully cross-platform, available on mobile,
Oh,
Mac,
if you don't
PC,
mind me,
Steam,
I'm gonna
and
skip
Nintendo
this.
Switch. 14 tanks on a map. Tanks. From now until March 7th, players will be able to get exclusive in-game they play in the event. With your guests, winners will be selected from the people that guess. Use the link or scan the QR code to back to
Oh my God, this is a long ad.
Which let me tell you now, the new McDonald's are just ugly as shit. They're all these weird modern designs. They kind of look like all those new
Oh yeah,
modern
now it's all
apartments, too.
gray.
It's like the minimalist, kind of like really simple,
It does look
geometric.
so
I don't know, it's
weird.
just too plain and ugly. Back in the day, it was a spectacle to be had. Red roof and, you
It's
know, it
true,
grabbed
it
your eye.
stood
Even
out a lot.
driving
It was
up,
so
you got to
red
see
and
the Ronald
yellow.
McDonald bench, which, you know, I went down to
Yeah, people
Dallas,
take
Texas,
pictures
and I
next
picked
to
up my very own
Ronald,
McDonald. All
right?
of these things have collected in these pools of memories from when I was a kid. I mean, even going into
It was
the
so
play place
colorful.
myself and playing in there was a bit of a war zone itself.
The crazy
Little
children
Game
in
Boy
there.
kiosk they had in there too. It was an exciting time.
There were
to go into
video
McDonald's
games
and
on
be
it? I've
fat
never
at a
seen
time.
that.
It was a good time. But where did it all start? Where did it all begin? Well, let's find out. To really get into the psyche of the McDonald's play place, I think that we should look at a brief, extremely brief history of playgrounds in America. The play place is essentially just a covered indoor version of the playground, which there was some McDonald's and other fast food restaurants that had outdoor playgrounds, but that's not what well, I'm not fucking talking about that. I'm talking about the play place, which is inside.
Wait, the play place started outside.
Okay, well, the play
I
place
remember
started
seeing
outside.
both.
I'm talking about, I want to know where we get to inside, is what I want to know. Fuck!
Does it
Which
matter
the first
if
design
it's
of the
inside or
playground was
outside?
originally from Germany in 1848, and
What?
their purpose was to
That
teach
looks like a
kids how
freaking
to
war
play safely
zone.
and fairly with one another, which is just kind of
looks
funny
so
because I feel
dangerous.
like in a weird way they would have weird bullying simulations, and you know they would be like, "What do you do whenever you get bullied at the playground? What do you do?" And they're like, "I don't know, walk away." They're like, "No, you kick
Why is his
them, you
accent so
beat them
good?
because they're different." But it
I mean, to
wasn't
be
until
fair, I don't know
1887
German.
when the first ever American playground opened at the Golden Gate
Oh.
Park in San Francisco. I
San
wonder what-
Francisco
I
did it
why it took
first.
so long. Wait, 1887.
Kids
was
were
so fucking
kids were
long. Even
built
1848.
differently.
It's weird
Yeah.
that people weren't just like, what if we just put stuff out in the center of like a neighborhood and they just like ran on it. I do like how playgrounds did eventually evolve into malls, and it's like giant knocked over.
Oh yeah, the
cups
malls
and,
are
like,
doing
giant
it too.
slices
I've
of
seen
pizza.
it
Take
recently.
me back, dude. Take me fucking back. Then, in the 1960s, the playground began to enter mass production. And this led McDonald's to make a financially
Ooh.
risky move by introducing play places of their own in order to entice more children to eat at their stores. Which is funny because it's supposed to entice children, but really McDonald's did something very, very smart.
Oh?
They thought to themselves, all right, we're already getting these little fuckers fat. They're very, very fat. All the time they don't spend at this place is less cheeseburgers being served. They were pretty much trying to entice people the same way that Apple has enticed new mothers just to throw iPads in front of their children. They were looking for a place to be like, just throw your kids here, we'll distract them, and yeah, sure, you can buy a cheeseburger and a milkshake while you're here. All right, it's not a big deal, but seriously, come here and stay. We have a clown and hamburgers and a fucking gerbil tube system for your son. I like to think that the guy who made the McDonald's play place, he had a gerbil at home, and he's just like, why can't I break it in?
Children are just like gerbils.
And he's like, what do you think, Chester? He's like looking at the tubes, and he's like, my God, if we just made these bigger, children could crawl through these just like you, Chester. You never know. Which that introduces us to Playland.
Playland?
They seriously have some of the best fucking mascots. That old Hamburglar looks fucked, but dude, Mayor McCheese and the sheriff, come on, man. So also, Ronald looks absolutely fucked. My God. In 1972, McDonald's tested their play place, aka Playland, at the Illinois State Fair. It was an outdoor playground that was centered around what they called McDonald Land, which is just kind of
it sounds like freaking Disneyland.
It's like giant gates. Only kids. A fast food themed world that was populated by Ronald and
why can't adults play in it?
Play places were pretty fucking crazy. I mean, all of the structures were made of metal. I mean, it was all outdoor metal sculptures that consisted of these, you know, Mayor McCheese, the sheriff that was a burger. We actually got to see some of them when I went to go pick up my bench. We got to see some of them.
Wait, he picked up a bench?
Fucking extremely dystopian, cryptid Hamburglar swing set. I mean, it shook my fucking core. I could not have been more proud of this collection.
Looks like he's been on
but these collections of metal playground attractions, I mean, they would just bake in the sun. They were extremely claustrophobic. I mean, you get bumped around in them, your fucking head breaks open, you're getting sunburns left and right. It was, in the better sense, they were fucking like little torture camps. To be they were fun back in 1972. Don't get me wrong.
And you're a kid, you don't think about that. You're like, yay!
The future. Rather than engage in any safety testing, they stated they figured that in 5 days at the state fair, it would receive roughly 3 years worth of use. 350,000 kids played on the equipment here, and they declared it passed. So off this little 350,000 kids at that Illinois State Fair, man, back in the day,
that's
people
crazy.
Just had nothing to do, and people just had fucking nothing to do. They're just like, well, I could read this book again, or I guess we could just go to the State Fair and look at some pigs. Before that, people were just reading Catcher in the Rye, Swiss Family Robinson. Fucking boring, man. Shortly afterwards,
I don't know what those are.
Playland was launched in Chula Vista, California.
Chula Vista?
The Hamburglar, which was a 10-foot swing. The one that we saw, it had to have been taller than 10 feet. Was it, or was that the one?
Kind of like saying, oh, that's neat.
Oh, it is. Look at that thing. It's so sick. 10 feet tall, and you swing off his arms. I'm telling you, when I saw the rusted version in person, it looked like a fucking Tim Burton set piece. It was crazy. Officer Big Mac was a hollowed-out metal jungle gym. Looks like the most claustrophobic nightmare to be in. I was claustrophobic. What do you do inside of that? Kid, and pumping kids full of cheeseburgers and fucking milkshakes, and putting them in basically like a pig pen. And then lastly, the Grimace was a child-sized cage. Wait, 2 cages? Grimace back then, I like that he was the enemy. But yeah, it was like, it was just a little cage that you could run through. It wasn't as claustrophobic as the Big Mac sheriff.
Yeah, it's
but
tall
still,
at least.
I mean, my God. And like I said, we got to go and see a bunch of these throughout the year. Like, the guy that we went and got the bench from, he had a collection from the 70s all the way to like present day. And it was pretty unbelievable. I mean, it was just like, it's odd thinking that these things actually had children that, like kids actually wanted to climb inside of these.
But that kid's gonna get his head
stuck. I was looking at them like almost like the Iron Maiden torture devices or the Brazen Bull. I mean, it had that kind of feel to it. It was really fucking weird. The Playland was such a massive success that in the months that followed after introducing the play place, the Chula Vista location saw its business increase by 60%. I'm gonna preface this now. This is an old 1970s just commercial for the Playland, and the cutting and editing of the segment is so uncomfortable, and you'll hear the guy choke several times.
Edited like that
they didn't edit it out or be like, hey, can you re-say that? They were just like, fuck it, he's eating, just keep it rolling, for the love of God, just keep it rolling.
You know, sometimes, dear, I think you like this place as much as the kids do.
Well, it does bring back memories of the candy shop, the ice cream.
What was that?
The idea of the candy shop, like, just like shoving a fucking burger in his mouth. I think you like this Playland as much as the kids do. He's like, well, I certainly do. You see, it brings back the idea of the candy shop or the...
Bro makes a good pig sound.
Zoom out a little bit. I hate how his face is like half.
Yeah, they're cutting off his chin. Is there something wrong with his chin?
Really? What's that?
Silence, because they're trying to swallow their freaking food.
He's choking.
Being able to run and play. That's what being a kid is really all about.
Look how they keep showing this fucking like this like dunce kid who's just like What the hell is he even looking up at? Is this supposed to be the playland?
I think he's hearing voices.
Yeah, he's hearing voices from McDonald,
The
fucking
kid has
demons
gotten
and ghouls and
schizo.
goblins. Just keep eating, Georgie. Just keep eating. Georgie, up here, look. It's me, Colonel Milkshake. You should ask your mom and dad to buy you 5 milkshakes. It's just so uncomfortable. There's nothing's it's just so silent. Where is he going? I know that they're leading him to the playland thing, and this is supposed to be him being inquisitive, but they're just like, don't even care. This child gets up and walks away, and they're just like, all right, well, he's gone now. It was nice raising him, but when he went to McDonald Land, he actually moved out of our house, and he no longer lives with us, so I would fucking kill for one of those original McDonald Land signs, dude. They even had a yellow brick road that he's skipping down. Holy fuck. And there's legitimate gates. Holy shit.
Welcome, Eric, to McDonald's Land.
Dude, that fucking Ronald McDonald statue.
He's about
is so
to kidnap
tight.
their child.
It's so creepy.
Of course it's me.
His hair is
Your
huge.
friends, too. Come on in, Al.
It looks bigger.
This is so scary. Is that really you, Ronald McDonald? Of course it's me. I've always been here, George. Don't you know that? You have Ronald? Yeah, George.
The kid really is
Always here for you.
schizo.
Ronald's always here for you.
The creepy silence.
It's so interesting to think about what was cute back then. These statues, I would fucking kill for an Officer Big Mac statue. Mayor McCheese has to be
I
one
don't
of the
know, he's
best
not cute
designs,
to me.
Which actually, coincidentally,
He's
too,
just a
all these
stupid
designs
burger
where
with
people
a
are like, what,
unnecessarily
that design
large
rules, why they get rid of
nose.
that? They never paid the designer.
Oh.
Did you know that? All these cool designs, like, they only had rights to Ronald, the Hamburglar, and Grimace. So Mayor McCheese and the other guy, the company designed all of the characters, but, like, once again, Roy Kroc, or whoever the fuck it was at the time, just didn't pay him, so they're like, okay, well, you can't use these anymore, so that's why they stopped using them.
No way. That's
Oh my
so
god, Nick,
illegal.
the filet of fish thing. We have that outside too. All right, that's tight. Anyways, creepy stuff. Other McDonald's franchises soon followed, and the rise of the Playland began. Not to mention all the copycats that try to follow McDonald's success. I mean, as soon as like that really took off,
yeah,
that's when you
Burger King
other
started
companies
doing it,
like
yeah.
Burger King Kingdom popped up. Even Chick-fil-A had one. Wendy's,
Chick-fil-A?
Taco Bell had the play area in Sandusky, Ohio. And some Sonic drive-thrus.
I
even still
swear
today
I've
have
only
some
ever
playgrounds. I don't know if they
seen
necessarily had a play place
Burger
since they were already
King
open.
and
But every
McDonald's,
big
that's
chain
it.
basically saw like, holy fuck, this is actually catching on, and everybody started just copycatting and doing their own iterations of it. Own iterations of it. Did I say especially? If I've said especially, it's especially. All right, I'm sorry. I see people get upset about that. I'm
Stone
sorry.
Age
I
land.
apologize. I want you to know I'm just kind of fucking dumb.
Had
all right.
foam
Around
boulders?
this time too, a lot
Oh.
of parents saw this as the safe choice when taking their kids places to play and stuff. You know, with the rampant rise of kids being reported missing on the news and the increased awareness of stranger danger, parents became less likely to let their children play in an open field or park. In an open field. Did you just pull off the side of the road and just like, there's cows over there, go touch them? The Playland
open
provided a good
field.
alternative where the price
What
of
are you with the
admission was a
cows?
burger and the parents could watch their kids play with other children from a safe distance. I like how you put that in there. From a safe distance. We're not up close with them, it's just whatever. But how safe were these Playlands?
The children are
Which in
dangerous.
the 80s and 90s, McDonald's Playland equipment was issued to over 3,000 restaurant locations, which made McDonald's the largest playground operator in America.
Whoa.
McDonald's always does this shit. I'm pretty sure they are the largest real estate company in the world. It's kind of
Oh,
funny
it's
that
just
they're
one
also
of.
the largest playground operator too. It's just, I don't know. With the increase of location,
McDonald's
the
is
injuries
too
began
powerful.
to increase as well. Reportedly,
Make
over
lawsuits.
1,500 injuries were claimed by 1991. So a lot of these injuries, the most common being small cuts and bruises, romping around too much, rolling around.
I mean,
fucking
you're gonna
punching
get that
the Ronald
anywhere.
Statue, probably. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they were romping around, tussling around the asphalt, eating cheeseburgers and living life. Of course, you're gonna get some cuts and bruises. But they also
Yeah,
had
and the
children
kid-
breaking
probably from another
noses,
kid,
and they
too,
ran
like,
into the
scratching
fry
him.
trees. They were bumping their heads on the rocky hamburger ride and breaking teeth from falling off the apple pie stools. Which, in the grand scheme of these things,
What
it all
did that
sounds
look
pretty
like?
awesome. But I could see how that would make people be like, "Hey, don't fucking go there because your kid's gonna just like nosedive into these fucking fry trees."
Oh
And it probably
my
just started to
God,
cause
why
a little bit
does
of
he have
panic.
an
And, quote,
intended-
all of the
invented
equipment on
head to
McDonald's
that
Land's
tree?
premise was never tested for safety, nor were the playgrounds ever inspected for safety as well. In 1986, in Rialto, California, a 4-year-old child went down a hot metal slide and burned the skin off their hands. Holy shit, that's
Whoa.
fucking crazy. His sister soon followed. Why would you follow that? His sister soon followed and had a large pink burn on her bare calf. The kid's probably like screaming, and the sister's just like, I don't care. Wee! Like all the fucking muscle in her calf is just melting off like butter. The two children sustained second-degree burns and were sent to urgent care. McDonald's was cited for failing to report the incidents. Lawsuits claimed that McDonald's was at fault, and McDonald's blames the franchise owners for not performing maintenance. You need to stop the sun from shining.
Yeah.
Slide. I mean, that's just what we were issued. You need to stop the sun from shining. You're a McDonald's man now, not a goddamn Subway fiend. No maintenance manuals were ever created for the equipment to perform the appropriate maintenance. No engineers tested this equipment or held to any sort of safety testing. The equipment was manufactured at the time by JBI Incorporated of Long Beach, who was sued 21 times for one piece? Who was sued 21 times for one piece of equipment alone. The tug and turn merry-go-round.
That's the best
That's the
one.
name, dude. The tug and turn merry-go-round. I like how they're just like, after the second time you get sued for it, you think you'd be like, hey guys, we should probably take it off. They're just like,
No,
it's
that's the best
fine,
one.
God. Imagine getting that letter. We're being sued again. You mean the tug and turn merry-go-round, Pops? Yep.
That's
It's
the
our
one I
crown
like the
jewel, though.
most.
It's what we're known for. Which this was the most dangerous ride. The equipment had a
How?
safety device that was not installed on over 800 tug and turns. And in 1988, in Bakersfield, California, 6-year-old Marlene climbed onto the new McDonald's playground in Delano to spin with a friend, catching her shoelace in a loose bolt. It tore her shoe apart and broke her leg in 2 places. In 1990, the family of Marlene sued McDonald's Corp on the grounds they've known about the defects on this equipment since 1982 and had done nothing to correct it. Marlene and her family sued the old fucking Cheeseburger Kings for $10 million in damages, and 120 claims in
That's
total were credited
nuts.
to this piece of equipment alone. Here's a list of examples. Some severed fingers, dislocated elbow, broken bones, child concussions, which, let me tell you, child concussions, what usually happens with child concussions? Leads to serial killers.
Oh, really?
That's true. John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, all those guys.
What?
I'm speaking out of hand a little bit, but childhood concussions, dude, damage your growing brain. All in all,
Oh my
$195,000
God.
in damages
It
was paid
turns
out.
them into
Did they even get
serial
$10 million in damages? I don't fucking know. Who cares? Other lawsuits include $36,000 to the family of a girl whose
Don't
neck
let
was
children
injured
get
when she was
concussions,
struck by a
please. They're gonna
falling
kill you
playland
when they
tree.
wake up. When they get
$9,300
grow
to a
up.
girl who
Did I say
suffered
wake
skull
up?
fractures in a fall. $1,700 to a family of a boy who fell from a hamburger toy and broke his arm. Luckily, there
Well,
was
that
no
he's
death
just
in the
being
McDonald's playland,
stupid.
but there
He
was a
just
death.
fell. You can
at
fall from
Burger King.
anything.
You know, BK was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
fell from
Really?
your
You're always
mother's
coming in second,
arms.
dude. Goddamn." A 4-year-old boy who was playing in a net enclosed play structure in a St. Louis, Missouri Burger King restaurant on April 29th, 2001. That is a fucking crazy
Did he
sentence.
pee in the balls?
First off, this would happen in St. Louis. That is the
peed in
worst
the
city on
balls.
earth. I fucking hate St. Louis. A 4-year-old boy gained access to an
that
area of
Minecraft?
the enclosed playground not intended for play, became entrapped between parts of the
Not
structure.
intended for play.
and
Why is
died.
it playground?
Wait, so how? I'm picturing that in my head. The boy gained access to an area of the enclosed playground not intended for play.
They'll usually have, like, let's say there's like a spot to the side or underneath something, but you're not supposed to get in there. I think that's what it is. He like got in.
So he got into basically a playground thing, which became entrapped between 2 parts of a structure and died. That's actually insane. You know what's kind of fucked up?
What?
It's kind of like that movie 127 Hours, except it's
Oh
Burger
my
King
God, I've
structures.
seen
It's
it.
horrible, and I'm actually it would be
I've
devastating.
seen that.
That's
It's
fucking
nightmare
insane, especially
material.
being stuck between like a fucking slide and like a Burger King statue or something.
Where are your
Brutal.
parents? How did they
And
not
in
know you were
1988,
stuck there?
JBI and McDonald's decided to discontinue the tug and turn and all the other playland equipment because of the rising legal costs associated with the injury claims. It only
Oh
took
my
21 times,
God.
over 20 times for them to just say, I think we're done. Let's retire the tug and turn. How did we make it to 1988 before people were just like, hey, can we not put our kids on the fucking tug and turn? You're like, no, it's a fun ride. Yeah, but it's the tug and turn. Hello? During this time, the playland was still drawing a lot of business for the restaurants, but change had to come.
I love the
And
spinny
McDonald's decided
ones.
to get rid of the dangerous metal and bring playgrounds inside. Ooh, I think you know where we're going, baby. That brought us to the play place. Let's
The
say it
play
loud.
place.
The play place. Now the weather wouldn't affect you anymore. It could be rain or shine. Now you
True.
can play inside in air condition. We're really making sure people become as soft and as pale and mushy as possible. And you know, we got to treat our
No
little
more
boys
calluses.
And baby boys and baby girls right. So the play place was to seem like a good thing, but there was an outdoor to indoor transition. And until the 80s, almost all play parks were outside. The hard and unyielding equipment was susceptible to burning people in the sun, much like
Oh,
the
that's
hands and
true.
calves of those 2 poor children. And even now, you bring up the old play places, the first thing that comes to mind is the burning heat of the metal. And there's just a couple of
put a
people here, like
shade-
9 years
shade
ago,
and
a
a
guy
shader
said
of
the
some kind.
Telecaster baiter.
What?
He said, in Texas, that thing was a metal level of death. You couldn't even climb up the metal ladder without searing the grease-covered fingers. And Jedi Smog replied,
It was in Indiana, too. So hot. But I climbed the shit out of that McDee's playground.
and then Big Scary Smoke Monster said, I grew up in Vegas. Those would just be actually on fire.
Whoa.
People are so fucking dumb on the internet. Areas with colder weather made the playgrounds useless 6 months of the year. So now you had areas that were either too hot, some people couldn't even fucking go out half the year. It just became, it didn't make sense. And sharp edges and rust made the areas practically hard to navigate. Kids are fucking running around slicing their fucking legs open. Then you have to go get a tetanus shot. It becomes a whole ordeal. Especially because you know the fucking, the McDonald's managers are gonna go out there and like inspect the slides. Or who gives a shit? It's 1988. Are you fucking kidding me? Metallica's on top of the world. Guns N' Roses is doing cocaine. I mean, hair metal's just about to die, but goddamn if the world is an A-OK. Impending legislature over the safety concerns hastened the progressive phasing out of the outdoor parks. God, I would kill for this McDonald Land playground regulation sign, dude. Officer Big Mac rules so hard. That design is so fucking good, it's unbelievable.
Like old abandoned McDonald
in
material.
1999, the Big Mac Climber Jungle Gym marked the fall of the McDonald's Playland. More than 400 children were hurt on a particular piece of equipment. And from 1986 to 1991, more than 1,500 claims were filed against McDonald's for their Playland injuries alone. This is out of 3,000 Playlands nationwide, and half of all Playlands had a legal claim. That's actually fucking insane. Over 50% of all of the Playlands had some kind of legal issue against them. I wonder how normal that is. With something as big as McDonald's and as the amount of people coming in, it must be kind of normal, right? But still, it's like a staggering statistic. Like if you heard that, if that was on the news and you were like, oh, I take my kid there all the time, and it's like, yeah, 50% of people have had claims against all of them, you'd probably be like, oh shit, fuck, maybe I shouldn't be taking them there. Of those, 100 suffered broken bones, concussions, or fractured skulls. McDonald's failed to report the injuries in any meaningful capacity, and they were fined $4 million, which is nothing, dude. Their fucking sign says billions served every day.
Billions and billions.
This was one of the largest fines ever given by the
It's like a penny for them.
The CPSC, the Consumer Product Safety Commission. McDonald's argued that between 1986 and 1990, there was only one accident per year at each Playland nationwide, and McDonald's tried to shift blame for equipment onto the franchise owners. That's so fucked. Franchise owners are like, I'm doing what they're asking me to do. What the fuck am I supposed to do? They purposely told me not to inspect the rust on the slides. What am I supposed to do? They're just like, just shut your mouth and keep, it's like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas at the beginning when he doesn't rat, and then he comes out of the court and all they're like, oh, you busted your cherry, and they all start clapping. That's all the franchise owners to the fucking CEOs of McDonald's. As stated above, there was no maintenance instructions or manuals to go with these things. I mean, they're slides or whatever. What kind of fucking maintenance? It doesn't matter. Gaps in the bars of the Big Mac Climber were large enough for kids to fall through and angled such that children could get stuck in or fall catching a limb.
I'm stuck, dude.
Can you crawl all the way up?
Yeah, that doesnst look safe.
Dude,
is that how you get inside that?
Yeah, this is scary. Like
I was wondering.
It's claustrophobic in there, right?
How comes up with something like that?
Crawl through. And
is that even fun? Does it spin? Does it do anything?
Break their leg. Kids are just so fucking stupid in general that it's just like it has to be absolutely fail-safe, or these kids are just gonna be. Oh,
that is not stupid. It has to be stupid-proof.
It's 6 feet up in the air. Maybe you shouldn't. I'm just gonna. It's big. I'm gonna crawl through it. We're gonna be fine. And yeah, they just shatter their entire body. Despite the reports for injuries for this particular equipment, the last of the Big Mac climbers were not removed until 1997, when the CPSC mandated that they be removed due to them not adhering to the new safety standards. When removed, they began a transition to softer, padded plastic playgrounds.
Yeah,
as time went on, the main issue of play places became hygiene and bacteria instead of physical danger. People became a little smarter. They're just like, we have these gerbil tubes full of sick children smearing shit. I mean, here's a crazy thing. My mom, I think I got to go to play place a couple times because my mom was just like, I don't give a shit, and she's a horrible parent. Joke out there. She's been on this channel, but I went to a play place a couple times, but I remember one time that pertains to the hygiene and bacteria issue we're dealing with here, which I was in a play place, I was in one of the tubes at the very top. A kid took off his diaper and smeared shit all over the inside of the play place tubes and even pissed all over the floor, and these two fat kids were hogging the tube, and it was just like absolute pandemonium in this tube as people were just like, let me out, I want to go, because they couldn't get down to the slides or that weird fucking like seatbelt torture device that you had to like go down. Remember those things? It was like a grid system of seat belts that you had to like fall through. It's fucking horrible. And I was just sitting there looking at my mom like I was in Das Boot, just like screaming out like. And after that, I was like, I think I don't want to go there anymore. I don't want to go to the play place. Or if I did go there, I didn't go into the tube system. That was shell shock for me. I couldn't do it. The real reason why you cannot bring food onto McDonald's play area is because if they allow food in the area, it becomes a food area. It must adhere to certain sanitation standards. AKA, they just don't want to have to deal with another step of sanitizing things and making it just a little bit better for people to be at. They're just like, if they brought a food in there, it's against the rules. Hey. Not my fault. And let me tell you, children are fucking absolutely disgusting.
Oh, God.
If you have kids or you know anybody who has kids, you can see it with your eyes. I mean, they just like, it's... Excited children are running around after eating. What happens there? You puke. They throw up everywhere. Children have worse control of their bowels. Way too many stories of kids shitting themselves or taking off their diapers after doing so. I mean, my story. There's going to be so many comments on this video of people being like, I was the kid who shit in the play place tubes. And kids don't understand to just like keep things to themselves. If a kid has to piss in a play place, they're gonna take a piss, they're gonna spit, they're gonna fucking like blow a fucking booger. They have no idea. They just sit there and they do that thing that kids do I absolutely hate. They have like snot running down their face and they're just like, they do the lost toddler look. Looks like one of the 1970s Romero, like Dawn of the Dead zombies, just like. Especially, you know what I hate too? Looking at kids in like fast food restaurants. You ever just be like walking by, you have like your tray of food, whatever, you're like walking to your table, and you see a kid, and he just has like a little fucking paper slouch of small fries from McDonald's, and they grab shit like this. They have to like contort it and put it in their mouth. It almost feels like they're auditioning for some kind of Frankenstein or chimp role. They're just like...
They don't know how to grab things. Why does he act it out so well?
And the entire time, too, there's just this fucking disastrous Midwestern woman who's just like,
He's so cute. God, look at him.
he's getting so big. And she's just gulping down a fucking giant-ass thing of Coke and a Big Mac. Ugh. Here's some more stories. I found an old diaper full of poop in the middle of the tubes. I was 8 and didn't realize until years later that what it actually was. I have no idea if a kid, or quote-unquote toddler, took it off or what happened. And someone else said, someone took a dump at the bottom of a slide and my little sister slid right into it.
Oh, no!
That's downright unfortunate. My mom blew up at the manager and we got a huge stack of McDonald's coupons. I thought it was a fair deal. That's crazy that the guy paid off the mom with fucking coupons. Isn't that weird? Miss, please, we know you're gonna be back. You're here every Tuesday. We know your order by heart. Just take some coupons. He's like, I will. Takes them. The biggest infestation of disease and chaos in these play places were the ball pits. If you were in the 90s, you were a kid in the 90s.
Because everything's hidden inside it. You don't know what's...
This was
who
peak
pissed
era
inside,
play
who
place
shit
because
inside.
of the merger with Discovery Park. It was a land with tunnels of tubes and a maze, twisting slides, and a ball pit in some cases had multiple games. Padded metal bars zip-tied with netting formed cages to house and guide kids around without letting them access dangerous areas. And there comes in the devious man, Edward McMillan, the inventor of the ball pit. He gained the idea of staring at a jar of pickled onions. What a fucking psychopath, dude. He's like in like a psychiatric home. He was just like... does that thing, like pulls up a chair next to him. They're just like, you have any ideas today, son? He's like... I may have some. Hundreds of kids play in these pits, but the question of sanitation has always been an issue. The kids playing in these often have bathroom accidents. There are no national standards to how ball pits are to be maintained or cleaned. That is actually fucked. So somebody took a shit or piss in there. No one ever, I mean, like, who actually went in there and cleaned every ball? Think about that. I remember putting like those balls in my mouth. Uh-oh, what did I say? Didn't get past me. Don't comment below. Dirt, vomit, feces, and urine are common contaminants found in them. Bacterial contaminants that cause disease were common. I mean, urinary tract infections, pneumonia, meningitis, septicemia, a blood infection, endocarditis, infection of the fucking heart. Children were getting infection of the heart because of the shit, dirt, piss ball pits, man. And there is more bacteria on a single ball in a pit than one on a public toilet seat.
Oh, no. I'll never look at a ball pit the same again.
Found on one ball pit ball than on the average public toilet seat. My God, we failed them. I was failed. We failed as a society.
Way.
There was also a lot of stories.
Maybe that's how I got freaking chicken pox one time as a child.
Having sex in the ball pits. And also, remember, I worked at McDonald's when I was like 14 or 15. It was like right when they were transitioning from the old look to the modern look. And I thought that the renovation was for a play place. My manager at the time was like, oh no, we're not doing that.
They developed the best immune system. That is true.
He used to find like old syringes. He used to work in like a, not as suburban, more city-like one. And he used to find homeless people go in there, shoot up, and they leave the syringes in the fucking ball pits. Syringes. How fun. And due to the nature of the ball pits, things can fall to the bottom. Loose change, video games, watches, broken glass, food, and like I said, needles, which is, there's rumors to believe that that was one of the big contributing factors to why the ball pits just stopped being, because it was just a matter of like too much hidden shit, too many things that could actually kill a child from infection. So there's speculation there, but nothing proven. In addition to there not being sanitation standards for ball pits, there's likely no way to fully clean them. Machines have been developed, but they do not address storage space for moving the balls completely out and washing the bottom. So I think some places had some of these machines, but I feel like it's one of those things too, where it's like you're relying on like teenagers and people that work at McDonald's.
Yeah, they're gonna be lazy.
I mean, they're not going. They're like, I'm not gonna go in there. Who gives a shit? So why would they care?
Yeah.
Who is supposed to clean these?
You're not being
places,
paid
right?
enough to give a shit.
The crawling tunnels of a play place maze are difficult to clean, owing to the fact that they are child-sized. Physically, this task seems impossible.
You're an adult. You don't
coming
like,
in and
can't
out
even
until
fit.
closing time, and teenagers working there already have enough to deal with. Which that's the thing. I mean, like if you think about that, even what grown person is going in? Because all of those, I'm pretty sure all of the tubes.
They're all gonna have back pain from cleaning that shit every day.
Oh, you go in and like you lift a latch and you open it up and you can clean it. No, it's just like you would have to have somebody extremely small, but even it's like somebody 5'2" would probably still be too big to be in those tubes.
I'm 5'2".
You'd probably have to be in like 4-foot area to comfortably move around and stuff, and let alone there, it's just like there's just no way you could ass that up somebody.
You'd have to hire
I don't know how
a really short person just for that job.
That's a fucking crazy mystery. Besides the ball pits and sanitary things, another thing that led to the downfall of the play place in general, McDonald's was marketed towards millennials and Gen X's children, and they have remained mostly brand loyal. Understandably, those two generations don't play in playgrounds anymore because we're all old. We're old babies. I'm a boomer. I'm 46, but my kids, they played there, and I mean, like, they're old now. I have a kid in college. Parents don't want their kids using the areas, and safety is a major concern. I mean, even with like the rise of the internet, I mean, people are just talking to each other about stuff. Everybody's just much more aware of shit now. Back in the day, my mom used to like, if you just did not say something, no one researched anything or actively looked for something. So if it didn't just fall right into your lap, like, no one gave a shit. But with the rise of the internet and stuff, it's just easy to just stumble upon things.
Yeah, I thought of that. Like, man, back in the day, nobody had the internet. Like, how do they spread like important information? Nobody would know.
Being able to see your kid and not have them get fucking abducted by some crazy son of a bitch, or even want to just make sure your kid doesn't get any broken limbs while you're just trying to go out and have a simple lunch. It's just the stack became too high. Now, instead of boosting profits, you know, at one point seeing 60% more traffic, now these play places were even cutting some of the profit, which I'm wondering if that's just because seeing the play places and how out of date they are, I wonder if it makes the restaurant feel old and it's not as appealing anymore. Shit, it's like whenever you see a nice car next to an old car, obviously you're gonna be like, oh, nice car. Also, a huge downfall to this was delivery apps. People don't really go into the stores as much anymore. Drive-through windows. People don't want to have to actually go inside places. And now even with like Uber Eats, DoorDash,
everybody just wants to go straight back home.
Delivered. So now your kids are even more disassociated with the actual physical business of it. And the final nail in the coffin, during COVID-19, most of the remaining play areas were shut down. But a decade before the pandemic's forced closure, the designs were slowly being phased out of renovations. Now that play places are closed,
no one was going in
if
anyway.
it is even worth it to reopen. The benefits of cleaning and maintaining a playground in today's health-conscious age are rarely worth the cost. Thus, the death of the play place. We're getting to a period, especially with commercial properties like McDonald's or even some stores, like different kinds of stores that are outdated. They feel like these crazy relics from the past, and it feels with how fast technology is moving, everything, time feels so much shorter now. So seeing things that feel so outdated, it does feel like these kind of obelisks, like these almost temples to these old gods. And the play place was just once a place that was just so exciting, and to see it now, it feels so blatantly obvious how fucking weird and unhygienic and dangerous it is. But in my mind, honestly, there's part of me that would still go back and play. I did see a kid smear shit all over the walls, but if I didn't see that, I could see myself being really stoked, or being with a buddy
if I didn't
there,
slide down
like
a whole bunch of ketchup,
little kiosk thing they had. It's just something where it was like you didn't have anything else really to do as a kid. The technology wasn't there, and there wasn't, you know, tons of accessible video games or iPads or anything like that, and it was just another fun thing to do. And that's like something oddly that I feel like I miss in a weird way, and like a weird deep-rooted nostalgia feeling of being able to go into a place and feel like, oh, this is gonna be fun, even if it is like weird corporate manipulation to get you to stay and spend money. It's kind of cool. And also it comes from a pretty fucking like crazy time when they're just like, fuck it, ball pit, and there was no real thought process of to like the dangers of things. It was just cool, so fuck it got made. In a weird way, I kind of wish we still had some of that, but it's probably for the best that we don't. So thank you so much for watching today, and if you do see one of these play places, give a nice proud salute to our fallen soldiers. Take care, everyone.
07 for the ball pits full of needles.
6-year-old 6-year-old Marlene Escalera.
What is he saying? Damn, I remember going into them as a kid. Good times, but also bad times. I hated when it was full of other kids. Because I was shy. And I didn't like going in and being like, excuse me. Like, I didn't want to say a word to them, you know? I was too shy. So I like, if it was too full of kids, I would not go in. But when it was empty at like a really good hour where there were just no kids, I'd be like, hell yeah, the place is all my own, let's go, baby. I'd be with my brother like, let's go. And we just like explore the whole place. Your favorite was the ball pit. I can't remember which one was my favorite. I think maybe I like the tunnels the most. I think that's what I liked. And possibly the slide, like sliding down. It was such a long time ago, I barely remember. But the slide I think was ruined for me because of the freaking somebody smearing ketchup. It was like red, a little brownish. It could have been like hot sauce too, or maybe like what's that other sauce? Barbecue sauce. I don't really remember. But it was reddish. And I was like, Mommy, I'm all dirty. I can't. It's so yucky. And my mom was like, oh my freaking God, who did this? And she had to like try to clean it off me, like wipe it off. And she's like, whatever, we'll just change your clothes and your pants at home. Let's just go home. And I was just like, you know, just crying. But it was still good times. I don't think it was poop because it would have been super brown. It was not super brown. It was like red. Red. It had like a red tint to it. So I think it was like ketchup. It looked like blood a little bit. Somebody murdered a child in there. I'm pretty sure it was just the sauce because it wasn't even that much. It looked like just enough that like a little ketchup packet can hold. Like that amount. It was really small, but like enough to like spread all over your pants too. A sign that you were becoming a woman. I'm pretty sure the sign was there since I was born, but I mean, I wasn't becoming a woman at the time either. I was literally like 3. Puberty hadn't hit yet. That wasn't supposed to be. That was a little too early. That's just population control at that point. I don't think I've ever seen poop, and if there was poop, like the germs, like I'm pretty sure there were the germs in there. You can't see them. I was a kid, I couldn't see it. I didn't know. I don't think I saw anything else gross like that. I didn't go in there very often. Maybe it's because my mom knew it was gross. Maybe it's because my mom had a feeling that place was full of germs and stuff. Because my mom is very like... My mom is one of those moms where it's like, these places are germified. We should not go in them. It'll infect our children and I don't know. And she's also very like, we have to eat healthy and, you know, stuff like that. My mom is very like... She thinks about that a lot, basically. It's always on her mind. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. I'll see ya. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Let's go raid someone as well. Let's go to the raiding game. Attack and conquer. Let's go.